Hello.
Are you ready?
I'm almost ready. Let's see what we got here. So what is this?
We're gonna go
Indian
on a
Grinding Rock
trail.
Park. And this is a map of the petroglyphs. And supposedly if you stand on this platform and look down, you can identify all these features on the rock. So we're gonna check that out in a little bit. Yeah, but this is the museum. Currently closed for COVID, but we can just browse around from the store area. And all these cool artifacts. You need a hiking stick? Got our stuffed animals right here. Got all this Native American stuff. Necklaces and we're at Indian Grinding Rock, right, babes?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year! Happy Chinese New Year! What do you think about this place, babes?
I like that there's a lot of trees,
There are a lot of trees. There are a lot of trees.
so we could probably take our mask off.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. And look at this trail. We're gonna take the North Trail and head over to the Indian Grinding Rock. There's actually a rock that's called Indian Grinding Rock. Believe it or not, it's not just a name. Oops. The air here is really clean. You can smell the cold, fresh air. Look at these trees. These trees are pretty nice, huh? Historic farmhouse. The area of the Chaw Se was one of the earliest in California to feel the impact of the gold rush. Where's the house? Is that the house over there? How come it's so far away?
You're not supposed to trespass.
Oh, okay. We're not supposed to? Okay, okay. Oh, okay. It looks kind of run down though.
Oh, that's why.
They don't like maintain it or anything. Okay, I guess that's neat. Yeah, that's neat. Yeah. The weather's pretty good though, I think. Yeah, feel the sunshine?
Yeah.
Okay. Head our way to the Indian Grinding Rock. We're at the Chaw Se Roundhouse. In a village, the roundhouse served as the center of ceremonial and social life. So this was the club of back then, the club. And there it is, isn't it cool? Chaw Se. And we came from the museum at first, now we're gonna go to the Grinding Rock. So earlier we were walking around on this trail over here, and if you look at it, it's really neat because the dirt, it's not dirt. If you look at the rocks here, it's some form of like clay material. So let me show you guys a neat area here, but look at that. It's not dirt, it's like some hard clay. It's really neat actually, to be honest. And I've never seen anything like it before. But it looks like this entire area is made out of this material. Okay, so I guess according to this, it's pronounced Chassaw. So I've been saying it the wrong way this whole time. It's called Chassaw. So we're checking out the Chassaw exhibit, or culturally significant sites of Chassaw. You said Chassaw, so I'm saying Chassaw. Look at this beautiful Chassaw area.
I like this walkway.
This walkway is beautiful, yeah, look at it. And look at what we have here. We've got dedicated to the first people of California. this monument here. J.L. Plamondon. Oh, by J.L. Plamondon, in dedication to the Chassaw people.
Wow, first people in California.
Oh, are they really the first people in California? Oh, Native Americans, yeah. Native Americans, yes, yes, yes. We are at the village of the Chassaw at the Grinding Rock State Park, and they've got these traditional camping teepees. I guess you can still call them teepees.
Here, this is what they're called. They're called oak poles. They're bark houses. It shelters acorns.
Interesting. So according to this, it's called oak poles. Nice. And here they are.
No, oh, that's the material.
Oh, the material. Okay, it's made out of oak poles, but we've got the structures here. Cool. Can you say that again? Keep going.
It's called, right here. The homes over there, they're called umacha. They're built of cedar poles tied with wild grapevines. They're waterproof. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, that was wonderful. Let me see. Let's zoom into these umacha. Sounds like something I would drink in my cafe. So here are those cool-looking umacha homes. And we've got 3 of them over here. Look at the scene here. It's beautiful. Serene. No humans. Except for this human right here.
Right here.
It's a different world up here.
What?
Say that again.
I said this view is like a Bob Ross painting. It's so pretty.
Bob
The
Ross.
sky, the tree, the grass.
Yeah, Bob Ross would be, he'd be impressed, wouldn't he?
Happy New Year.
I think that's the first time I ever heard somebody cite Bob Ross.
No, he's trending.
Okay.
I love clouds too.
Okay. We've got this eating area here. Probably for tourists to use. Walking over here, we can see that, like I said, you see the red clay floor. Hard red clay instead of dirt. And then we've got this neat looking hut over here. I wonder what it's all about. But it certainly looks vintage, like something that was built a long time ago. But maybe that's just the style. But some kind of a clubhouse here. Look at how the wood has been kind of attached to this building. I think it looks like just an irregular building, but there are these hinges here and I think it opens up into something. But we've got wood just kind of stapled on top of each one of these panels here. Oh, so you can actually open this up. I won't do it, but you can actually open it up. It's cool. I think we can actually get pretty close to one of these things here. And look over here, there's some kind of a, what looks like a barbecue pit.
Right here.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's how Grinding Rock viewing platform. And here is the Grinding Rock. So here we are, we're approaching the Grinding Rock. And here it is. This huge piece of rock right here. And what's really weird is there's these holes that have been dug out into the rock. And it was raining last night, so most of them were filled with water, but we're gonna go find out what all of these little holes are. Yeah, let's check it out. Here's the viewing platform right here. And yeah, coming up on the viewing platform, and here are the rocks. This is the huge rock, the Indian grinding rock. Now look at that. Chaw Se, right? Place for gathering, laughter, or work. The grinding rock is the largest in North America. It is also a rare example of petroglyphs, rock art, set in association with mortar holes. So maybe the holes themselves, it looks like on this illustration. We've got the holes and there's all these little designs around the holes. And this woman here is using one of the rocks for food. So that's really interesting. Maybe that's where they grind up all the meal. Okay, but if we take a close look here, we can actually see one of these holes. And I think if you look around it, you might be able to see some of these patterns here. These patterns that are representative of the art. It might be hard to catch on the camera, but I think there is some kind of art here.
I think those dots right there.
I think those dots too, yeah, I saw those dots too. Yeah, so there's some dots right there. It could be indicative of the grinding rock artwork.
You took a photo, right, of the top?
I did take a photo of the map. I'm gonna whip it out in just a second. This is quite a massive rock. Okay, so we just spent about 5 minutes trying to find the engravings on this Indian grinding rock. To be honest, we don't really see it, but I think I saw one right here. So if you take a look here, on this piece right here, there is some kind of groove that looks non-natural. So yeah, it looks like the Native Americans, which once inhabited this area, used this rock for food and for artwork. And the petroglyphs, not sure what the significance of that is, spiritually, mentally, physically, metaphysically, but they certainly used it for something. Maybe communicating with aliens, you know? For those of you who are believers of the ancient alien theory. But there are some glyphs here. You can take their word for it. Maybe that's one right there. But there are some glyphs here which are unique man-made glyphs which represent something culturally significant. Taking a closer look at these huts over here. Hopefully we can walk over here without getting in trouble. But let's take a close look at one of these on the inside. I'm just walking around, but it's really neat. This used to be the home of where they inhabited, especially during storms, unpleasant weather. You needed a good home, and this is how they built them. Take a look at these logs, this wood here. It's all very intentional. And the teepee structure, of course, triangles are a very traditional and fortified geometry, and it's being used here and throughout human history. And that is what the homes here look like. Isn't that neat? And we've got this thing here, not sure what it is, but it also looks interesting. Some branches hanging off this stake here. It's pretty cool looking. Maybe it was for food or meat to hang off of. Okay, so we're out here on the other side of the Indian grinding rock, and it looks like what they have is a game field. So probably this is where they played some kind of athletics, some kind of sports. Now let's take a look at this. It looks like it's cordoned off by logs. Okay, if you take a look here, this is the Indian game field. This is what they called it on the map. If you check it out here, there's an area which has been designated for some kind of activity, some event, some physical challenge, some culturally significant festival or something. And we can see here there's even a little goalpost here for whatever that could be. And there's one on both sides, so it's pretty neat. Maybe they played some form of Native American football at the time. But yeah, they definitely were doing something fun out here. And to see it still here after all these years, kind of amazing. We're looking at the map here, and this is what they're calling the Indian game field. Okay, we were just at the bedrock, and this is the game field. Just like I said, Indian football. Oh yeah. Okay, and what we've got here is the Miwok Roundhouse, the Hungay, and this looks like some kind of a roundhouse, center of community life for the people here. Look at that. That's a cool illustration. But look at the actual reconstructed house here. It's beautiful. It's got this huge log here. Look at this cool looking roundhouse. We can't go inside, but you just look on the exterior. We've got all these stones, slats, and look at the architecture on this. It's really neat. It's clearly it's closed off for obvious reasons, but it's just amazing looking. Look at these rocks. And that's the exterior of it. Here's the entryway. And if you go around the outside, you can see the round teepee-like structure. Looks really cool. Like a community center. Or maybe like a storytelling center. Right? Because you need a place to gather everyone around and tell stories. We can take a look here inside the entryway. Yeah. And we'll just step inside just a little bit. Look at this, it's so cool looking. Look at the wood. I smell the wood. It's very fragrant. I don't know if it's because of the rain or what. But you can see the wood, you can see all the details of the construction. They've got these twines made out of branches or trees, and that's how they have tied these wooden beams together to form this house. It's really amazing. We have here on the foundation all these rocks here, and looks like someone left these artifacts here, but look at these rocks and look at the construction of this, just the entryway. It's fascinating. And here we've got the doors. They're locked. Okay, so we're not going inside today. But if you just look around, it just looks awesome. Looks awesome. And when you're done with storytelling time, you leave and you say hello to the woman. And then you give her a high five. Okay, we're in the back of the roundhouse, and there's another little roundhouse back here. Look at that. It's pretty cool looking. And here is the back of the main roundhouse. And there's another entrance right here. Probably the exit of the roundhouse. Pretty neat looking. And according to info I just heard, when they die, or the chief dies or something, they actually burn this entire house and they start anew. Okay, so the woman was just in awe over this entire scene over here. And, you know, to her this is an untouched treasure, and she's right. This is the beginning of the South Trail, and along this trail we're gonna see a lot of these different wildlife. I mean, flowers, right? Different trees and flowers. And here's the map here, but we're just right around here at the beginning of the trail. And we can see that we also have a couple of these houses here situated at the mouth of the trail entrance. Look how cool that looks. Living in nature with nature. It's a dream for many of us. But is it realistic? Is it realistic? I don't know. Can you really live industrial free and go back to the ways of our ancestors? I don't know. It might be too difficult. Or is it the way moving forward to take a step back into the past? Now Uncle Sam's gonna want his cut. So you start a life out in the wilderness like this, hoping to get away from all the bureaucracy. But rest assured, they will find a way to find you. And I guess that's just how life goes. But at least for one fleeting moment, we can think about how things used to be and how people used to live, and maybe be in touch with that nature once more. Ooh, look at this barbecue pit. Looks like we're at another location where they have the huts. Well, this one has rope on it, or some kind of twine. Sounds like there's people doing construction over there. Look at this. Another one of the huts right off the beaten path of the trail.